Okay, I think it's time that I share my held close to my heart chocolate chip cookie recipe. It's so decadent and delicious. I've tried this recipe out at least 100 times with different variations, and this combination makes the best, in my opinion, chocolate chip cookie recipe. Join me. Let's get started. Hi, my name's Guiney, and I've been cooking for 25 years, but I've also been baking for 25 years, and I love to bake. If you have a hot second, please hit that subscribe button and or the notification. And if you love this chocolate chip cookie recipe, then hit the like button. I'm going to share with you a couple of secrets that I think make my chocolate chip cookies absolutely to die for. Let's get started. For this recipe, I use my stand mixer, but if you don't have a stand mixer, you can definitely use a hand mixer. Just as a side note, I do use my stand mixer for a lot of other things besides baking, which I will make another video on and share with you. You don't need a stand mixer, but you can use a hand mixer if you don't have the stand mixer again. The key part to this recipe is mixing the butter and the sugar for an extended period of time. Not 2 minutes, not 3 minutes. I actually cream the two together for 10 minutes. It's one of the techniques that I found works the best. I've tried melted butter, I've tried liquid butter, I've tried oil, I've tried every variation that I could think of. And this combination is the one that I think works the best. It's a combination of chewy, crispy, and decadent.
Add your brown sugar to the bowl. Then add your white sugar to the same bowl. Set the mixer to go to combine the two well, and finally add your softened butter. Keep your mixer on low for the beginning until it combines well. Scrape down the sides intermittently every 20 to 30 seconds. Continue to cream this mixture for at least 10 minutes.
All right, here's tip number one, secret number one. I use regular cornflakes. I have my oven preheating to 375. I put half a cup of the cornflakes right into the oven for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then I take them out and let them cool, and that gets incorporated into my batter when we put the chocolate chips in. Okay, time to put the eggs in. Crack one egg. Don't crack it right into the bowl, just in case there are any shells. Crack it into a separate little ramekin or container. Make sure that there are no shells and put it into your butter mixture. When you first add your egg in and begin to mix, it'll look a bit soupy until the egg incorporates into the batter. And you might have to take a spatula and just scrape down the sides of your bowl. Turn your mixer back on until the egg is completely incorporated in. Time to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and you can use artificial vanilla or fresh vanilla, natural vanilla. I've used both, and honestly, I can't tell the difference between the two. So this is one recipe where you can use the artificial vanilla. Set it to mix for another minute. Time to mix all of our dry ingredients. So I have 1 cup and 3/4 cup of flour in my bowl. To that, this is another interesting ingredient. I'm going to add non-fat skim milk powder, 2 tablespoons of that. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And salt is really important in this recipe. Don't skip the salt and don't reduce the salt. Then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. They have 2 different functions, so don't mix the two up. Then I'm going to combine that really well. Once I've got that combined really well, it's going to go into the batter, and we're just going to mix it until it gets incorporated in. Whisking it all together, and the skim milk powder is a little bit different in color and texture than the flour, so that's an easy way to tell whether your mixture is well combined when you can't tell the difference between the two. And it just takes about 30 seconds, and I think my mixture is actually really well combined at this point. So it's time to put it into the mixer, and then I'm only going to mix it for about 35 seconds, and to see that it's all combined really well, I'm going to scrape down the sides of the bowl and then let it go for another 30 seconds. You really don't want to overwork the mixture at this point. So I've just put the flour in. I'm going to lower the paddle and let it go for just about 30 seconds. and you can see it starting to incorporate together. Time to wipe down the sides, scrape them down, and get all the mixture combined with a spatula one more time before you do another final mix. So it's pretty easy. Right now we're just looking for a uniform mixture. Now we're going to add in the chocolate chips. You can put the cup that I recommend or the cup and a half that you would enjoy even more. Once your cornflakes have come out of the oven and cooled down a little bit, take them in your hands and just crunch them up so that they become smaller bits and pieces. Time to add your cornflakes into your mixture. Time to mix it for another 30 seconds to get the chocolate chips and the cornflakes incorporated in. When you have chocolate chips right throughout the entire mixture, you know it's done and it is minutes away from being ready to go in the oven. How big do you like your cookies? The normal size is this, which is about the size of a golf ball. But if you like extra large cookies, then use an ice cream scooper. Either way, set them apart because they are going to spread a little bit. So just grab your dough right out of the mixer, just like that. Put it right onto your tray and move on to the next. I'm going to fill the entire tray and I'll show you what it looks like. My cookies are dropped. They are ready to go in the oven. As you can see, I have spaced them out quite a bit simply because I don't want them to run into each other. They're going to go into the preheated oven, that's 375, for about 9 minutes. But keep your eye on them. If you don't like them crispy, then take them out a little bit sooner. Once your cookies come out of the oven, make sure you let them cool for 3 to 5 minutes before you take them off the pan and put them onto a cooling rack. Once they're cooling, this recipe makes 24 cookies, but I never end up with 24 on my cooling rack at the end of the day. So account for a few getting stolen along the way. It's time to taste. I love that crunchiness, but it's also soft in the middle. It's salty and it's sweet. If you love these textures and flavors in your cookie, this is a great recipe. It goes great with coffee. For more interesting, great, easy recipes, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to see you there. Have an awesome day.